Right now, we're trying to make an Anglo-Saxon shield.
Hello, in this video I will talk about the importance of different houses, clans and kingdoms in the medieval age while showing you how I created a Viking shield.
It is made and has a grip at the back that you can hold. They also have a boss right here. So normally a boss is used to hold at the back, but I put a handle so it's easier to hold. People later on also still have their boss, but it has no usage already. They just put it for style. But anyways, this is the Anglo-Saxon, and it's one of the first shield used in the Middle Ages by the Vikings. It is really good because you can use it in like a wall when you stand. Use it in a wall. I mean, when you stand with your friends in a wall, and then you can attack and put the sword or spears on top, and then just stab your opponent. And you can also protect yourself because the impact is probably low since there's a lot of shields here. Imagine that. So that's a good shield, and it can also be used in a single combat since you can rotate it. Look at this. Whee! Like that. You can kind of rotate it. But if it's a square or whatever size shape it is, then you cannot rotate it really much, right? In a single combat, what you're trying to do is rotate it, stab your opponent, or you can use other techniques that they have. The other bad part is that it cannot be used on horseback, because when you're on a horseback and you're holding this shield and you're having this thing, the sword, spears, whatever, how can you control the horse, right? You have no more hand. So they have these trappings later on, but this is for foot soldiers.
A little quick history before we start. Medieval. It's a combination of two Latin terms, medium or middle and aevum, meaning age. It was a time of transition between ancient and modern time. It was a transformation of three things: Germanic invaders, Christianity, and Islam. Our crest is inspired by the Vikings during the Middle Ages. The raven is a symbol of Odin, which is the god of war based on their beliefs. And since it's on a shield, we decided red is a good color since it symbolizes blood, anger, and fire. After designing, it's time to make the shield. The first step is to cut the plywood into a circular shape, which the outer layer is going to be the actual shield, and the inner layer is to put the boss on later. After that, I used sandpaper to make the edges smoother. Then it's time to draw the crest and paint. I'm doing an Anglo-Saxon shield, so I thought it would be a great idea to talk about the Anglo-Saxon culture and interaction as well. There were the people from northern Germany who migrated into Britain around the 5th century. There are three types of Saxons who moved to Britain: the Saxons, the Angles, and the Jutes. Later, they were known as Anglo-Saxon as a whole. The word Anglo then evolved into English nowadays, and their land became known as England. They were people in early medieval. At that time, there was no true loyalty to a cause. Loyalty to the Lord was based on his person, not his status. The kingdom is strong because of its ruler. There is no underlying administration or bureaucracy in place to keep any gain after the leader died. The person who strengthened Anglo-Saxon kingdom was King Alfred. Based on Boethius Consolation of Philosophy, King Alfred mentioned what a great king should be in his perspective. He said, quote, "In the case of a king, the resources and tool in which to rule are that he have these land fully manned. He must have praying men, fighting men, and working men. You know also that without these tools, no king may make his ability known. Another aspect of his resources is that he must have the means to support for his troop. For three classes of men, these then are their means of support: land to live on, gifts, weapons, food, ale, clothing, and whatever else is necessary for each of the three classes of men. I can see how the three classes of men is very important to King Alfred to rule his kingdom. Loyalty to Anglo-Saxon shows friendship. This can be seen in Beowulf, an Anglo-Saxon poem. It shows bravery, truth, honor, loyalty and duty, hospitality, and perseverance. Their houses were built in places that can grow crops. Not only that, they also loved good food. They ate bread, drank beer and ale, and sang song. Their clothing were made of wool and linen. From their culture, I can see why they have to move from a flooded place.
The step of painting is going to be cleaning, of course, and putting the boss on. I actually found this, but it doesn't look anything like it. I also tried to go to like a metal store in case they could make one for me, but it also didn't work. And we found this. I think it's called a piggy bank. We got it for free. And you can take this thing off. Look, and it looks exactly like that.
Another kingdom I want to talk about is the Franks. They were a Germanic-speaking people who invaded Western Roman Empire in the 5th century. They were a Christian kingdom. They ate broad beans, peas, and lentils. They were a very powerful kingdom, conquered most of Europe. But they were invaded by the Vikings later on. They were the people who moved out from their overpopulated homeland from Scandinavia. They were known for surprise attack, speedy retreats, and they were skilled in sailing and trading. I think the video is already long. I'll leave the citations below in the description box. Thank you very much for watching.